Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But guys, week 8 of the NPA, the New York Metapods taking on the Los Angeles Landorus here in an epic matchup, guys. I hope you guys are hyped for this. If you are, show your love with that like button down below. 1,500 likes would be absolutely marvelous. And don't forget to check out my opponent Jerry Oak's channel in the description below. If you missed the team builder, you're gonna want to go check that out as well too. So don't forget all that cool stuff. Real quick on the question of the day, there's only one pure flying type in the game that I can think of, which is Tornadus here, which we might be seeing in this match. Do you want Game Freak to come out with more, pure flying types? If you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section below for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Should be pretty cool. If you missed the team builder though, I do have to say, I'm on my way to PAX East tomorrow actually, so I'm a little bit rushed right now. I kind of flew through the team builder, kind of like created my team really quickly and didn't really get to go as thorough prep as I wanted to. I'll just be straight up with you guys, not making excuses. We'll do our best obviously to win, but just throwing that out there. Things have been a little bit hectic with us traveling and stuff, about to be traveling. So I fully expect next week to be back on our normal schedule, and then I won't be able to make excuses anymore. So anyway, let's jump into the match here, guys. I'm gonna get connected and we'll see what's gonna happen. All right, guys, we are connected here with Jerry. I'm really excited to see what team he's going to bring this week, as I think there's a couple of variations. I think the T-Tar is 100% coming. Slowbro and Shaman I could really see as well. The Tornadus I see as well. Infernape I think is a likely bring as well. The last Pokemon, that 6mon might be up in the air there. I'm a little unsure, but I really think the T-Tar, 1,000,000%. I think the Slowbro and the Shaman make a lot of sense as well. It's just those last couple. Tornadus is such a good Pokemon that, I would be very surprised to not see it in this match. I do have some good answers to it, but it is a very, very scary Pokemon. Just generally speaking, it's very, very good. Gets knockoff, U-turn, and obviously it's got to hit those 70% hurricanes, but if it does, it's a force to be reckoned with just because of how powerful it is. Getting that stab flying, its special attack stat isn't insane, but its speed stat is really high, which allows it to outpace a lot of threats and hit them pretty hard. So I'm really excited about this match. I think it's gonna be very interesting. I brought a pretty good mix, of bulk and an offense with the Thundurus and the Scolipede are bringing the big offense. So we've got a lot of bulk on the team. Sableye there to potentially set up and call mine and hopefully come out with a sweep there at the end. So we'll see what's going on here. We'll see if we can connect. I'm not sure if there's some sort of connection issue or he's debating on what team to bring or something went wrong. Let me just check my Twitters here. Maybe he sent me a message or something. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll just kind of wait. Maybe we'll reconnect here in a second, or kind of just waiting to see what happens here. Nothing going. So we'll see. Oh, I think we're good now. I think we're good. It says please select which Pokemon I want to enter. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Let's see what he's gonna bring here. He brings everything I expected, but does bring the Flygon instead of the Onmega. So Stealth Rocks are a little bit less of a priority than they probably otherwise would have been. But Flygon is still a Pokemon that I need to be very careful with. It could be a Scarf Flygon too, so kind of got to keep that in mind. But he might have Defog. So team otherwise is pretty much what I expected. He might try to lead with something like Ape or something to set up rocks. In terms of what my lead should be, I'm thinking that Rolex is a great lead here in a lot of cases because it can handle a lot of different threats. He might expect that. I don't want to lead with Sableye. I definitely don't want to lead with Sableye. You know what I might lead with though? Let me think here. Do I want to lead with Alomomola? Yeah, let's do that. Let's lead with Alomomola because his Shaman lead is very unlikely. Alomomola is a very strange lead. I'm going to be honest. It is a very weird lead, but I think it's kind of a cool lead. I'm not too worried about him getting rocks up himself. I'm not going to be able to stop him with Sableye anyway. So I'm going to lead with Alomomola, and we'll see how it goes, man. I don't know. I don't want to lead with Sableye, though, because I really want to save Sableye in the back, because I kind of need to scout out some of his sets before I go throw Sableye into the match here. So let's lead with Alomomola. Maybe he'll lead with Infernape or something like that. It could be like a Sash Ape, could be Tornadus or something. So he's gonna actually lead with his Flygon here. So he might just be looking to try to U-turn out. Excuse me, a great opportunity to just go for the Toxic here. If he wants to go into a Shaman, that is very, very possible that the Shaman's coming in here. In fact, actually, what I could do is I could wish, and then I can actually, I can just wish this turn as opposed to worrying about the Shaman, because the Shaman's coming in. I know the Shaman's, he's gonna U-turn into Shaman, I'm pretty sure. Do I want to Scald? Do I just want to go for the Wish here? Because if he U-turns out, I go for the Wish, Shaman comes in, I can easily switch out. Let's do that, let's go for the Wish in the first turn. He is strictly going to go for the U-turn, not surprised. He's going to see our Rocky Helmet here. So I'm going to get a little bit of chip damage off from that Flygon, which isn't too bad at all. So this is where this Wish comes in handy, as I'm going to be able to make a hard switch out here after this and go into the Scolipede if I want to put pressure on immediately, give him a Wish. I can go into Thundurus and really threaten him out. I can even go into Cresselia if that's what I want. But this Wish gives me the opportunity to pivot out of here and do a couple things. So Let me take a look at like a choice spec Shaman and just make sure that there's no way. If he has Psychic and predicts the switch, he could knock. If he has Psychic, he could beat my Scolipede actually. But the chance of him making that prediction going for a Psychic right away is pretty small. It's pretty small, in my opinion. So I do have a switch into Scolipede now if I wanted to on a hard switch here. So we'll kind of see what he's going to do. I keep assuming the Shaman's coming in. It may not, but that would make the most sense, as he would be able to simply click Seed Flare and do a tremendous amount of damage to Alomola and whatever else. So actually, you know what though? Let me go back here because I calc that as a Specs Shaman. If he's not Specs, I actually do live the Psychic with Scolipede, so maybe that will be my play. In fact, I actually 1,000,000% live it if he's Timid Max Special Attack. So we have some options here. But let's see what he's gonna do first. That's what I'm thinking. So it is a Shaman Amaryllis. I did know that that was a Shaman, so I can just go for the Wish here. Not a big deal, kind of scouting. Because if he went for Draco, it would have been nice. Now, I don't know if my switch into Scolipede here is obvious. It is very early. If he has the Psyche, he has the Psychic. I'm going to go straight into Scolipede, though, and try to put the pressure on, because you can tell from his team he doesn't have a lot of Pokemon that can switch into a Megahorn here. So if I can get my Scolipede in here, we should be able to do a tremendous amount of damage. Now, if he makes that prediction and does go for the Psychic here, I will be in a lot of trouble because I'll lose my main offensive threat against his team on the first turn, or the third turn of the match, whatever. But you got to take those risks to come out on top. So will he go for the Psychic here? The Seed Flare is the obvious play. He is going to go for that Seed Flare, and he misses, so my Wish is irrelevant here. Now, I'm going to assume this is not a Scarf Shaman, and if it is, it's going to switch anyway. So I have a free Megahorn now on anything, and this is exactly what I was hoping to do. I'm clicking Megahorn. This is exactly what I wanted to do, is put a lot of pressure on his team with Scolipede, you know, mid to late game, but if I can have an opening now to do it early, might as well. So I saw the Shaman Seed Flare, and now I just get to click Megahorn, and something is going to take a huge hit from this. Even Infernape, T-Tar doesn't want to take it. Tornadus doesn't want to take it, because if Tornadus comes in, I can Rock Slide on the following turn and knock it out. Most likely, Flygon definitely doesn't want to come in here, and I'm sure he doesn't want to lose his Shaman this early in the match, especially with me having that Alomomola, which is very problematic for a couple Pokemon on his team. So we are sitting in a very good spot there, making that aggressive play. It does think that he missed the Seed Flare, but again, totally irrelevant because I would have been able to heal it back. I actually wish he hit it though, because then I would have been able to see if he was Specs or Life Orb, or any sort of set. So it actually works out for him, surprisingly, that he misses the Seed Flare. Now, he could be fully bulky. He really could be, and in which case my Megahorn may not kill, but my play is Megahorn. There's no doubt. He might expect a Poison Jab potentially, which could keep him from wanting to go into something like the Tornadus, but Megahorn is most certainly the play here. And I guess we just have to wait. I've already clicked my move, so we'll just see what Jerry's going to do here. But I really see huge openings for Scolipede in this game. I really should play it pretty smart. I want to play Reckless, but I know I should probably play pretty smart with this Scolipede. So so far, he is going to switch out here, so something is going to take a big hit, whether it's the Flygon or the Tornadus. He's going to go to Tempest, which I think is the Tornadus. That is indeed the Tornadus. This Megahorn's going to come off here. We'll see how much this does. This will gauge us on, you know, whether our Rock Slide is going to be effective or not. So that does a good amount. That does a really good amount. So let's take a look at this Tornadus here. He's probably just like a standard Assault Vest pivot, very likely. Megahorn does about 45%. Rock Slide will kill him. There's a solid chance he switches out here. You know, kind of scouting for the Rock Slide, but I am going to just go for the Rock Slide here. I really don't anticipate a Scarf Tornadus. I've obviously got my speed boost, so I should be able to outpace him. But if he is Scarf Tornadus, that'd be very strange. And he still has to hit the Megahorn even if he, or I'm sorry, the Hurricane even if he is Scarf. So if he switches to take this Rock Slide, that's fine, because I know Scolipede can put the work in again with another Megahorn, and we can start to wear his team down a little bit. Rocks are going to be big. If I can get those rocks up, actually, now that I think about it, for that Tornadus, that could be very useful. But part of me wanted to click Megahorn again. A little too risky, though. He's going to stay in. We are going to connect the Rock Slide here. This should actually knock this thing out, assuming no crazy spreads. And it does indeed. So Scolipede's going to pick up the first kill of the match here with a Rock Slide. So that's really nice. Kills Tornadus with Rock Slide, and that is huge for me. That is very huge for me. Getting rid of that Tornadus right away is going to give us a lot of opportunities. I got rid of one of his 2 Regenerator Pokemon here, and that is one of his, that is his only resist aside from the Infernape to my Scolipede. So he is running out of options already. He could bring in that Flygon now, which is very likely that he does, or potentially even the T-Tar, but this thing, this Scolipede, it's gonna put in some work, man. I think I'm gonna keep it actually in the back, depending on what he brings in here. Let me run a quick calc on a fully defensive Slowbro, just out of curiosity. I do not OHKO a fully defensive Slowbro, but I do over 75%. So we got to keep that in mind. I can't risk a Scald Burn. So I would have to switch out if Slowbro comes in, even though it would do so much. But I really think his switch here is going to be either that Ape with a Sash on it, Rafiki. So he is bringing in the Ape here. So I know I can kill him with Earthquake. I know I can. But it is just too high of a risk here for me to go for it. I know I can knock him out with Earthquake here, but his chances of being Sash is too high. So I have to switch out, and I'm gonna go into Late Night here. Because if he goes for a fire move, you know, either way, I think Late Night is the switch here. I want to play it a little safer. He picked his move very quickly, so I think he is sashed. But either way, I want to find out. So I'm hoping he's a physically offensive Ape, though. He's Fire Blast Ape, so he's not physically offensive. But luckily, I have a good amount of bulk in this Alomomola that I know I could take that no problem. He gets a burn on that, which is really unfortunate. Not because it's like going to hurt my Alomomola a whole lot, but rather because it's gonna weaken, like really weaken me down. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm actually gonna save Alomomola even though I'm burned. I'm going into Cresselia now. Cresselia is actually my special wall, and I could threaten him out with a Psyshock. But what I'll really do is probably go for Toxic. Shaman's not a good switch in, rather T-Tar is a good switch in, so I'll be able to Toxic the T-Tar, and we can kind of start to whittle that thing down. He's probably got the Grass Knot, to be perfectly honest, so that's why I want to switch out here to Cresselia and kind of force some switch. He's actually going to switch out himself, so if he does have that Sash, he doesn't want to break it. He's going to go into his Amaryllis, which is his Shaman. Now, it ends up being a very similar situation. That leads me to believe that he might be either locked into that blast or something similar, so we have to keep that in mind that he could be locked into it. I'm actually going to go... The Toxic seems a little bit dumb, but I'm gonna go for that Toxic here against this thing because I can always skill swap it out and keep him from using that natural cure, which will be really nice. And even so, it'll wear him down. If he wants to go for the Seed Flare, I'm not too concerned here. He didn't know that Crest was gonna be the matchup. I doubt he predicted that. So he is gonna switch again. He's probably going into his T-Tar here because he's expecting me to start setting up. Here comes Grimlock, which I'm assuming is the T-Tar, which it is. Now, if he is Pursuit T-Tar, which is a possibility, I'm gonna find out right now. I don't think Pursuit is his best set. I think running like a set with like Crunch and stuff like that is his best set. I'm gonna go into Alomomola because of the potential for us to you know, do some work here. So let me see if I know he's gonna be the Mega. I want to find out whether he's Pursuit T-Tar or not. That's what I'm really excited to know right now. I'm not staying in. There's no reason to stay in. My play here, I'm actually gonna go into Late Night because I can Wish, I can do some stuff. I mean, Rolex is a good switch in as well. But I'm going to go into Alomomola because Alomomola is not going to stop his Ape. So let's make that switch into Alomomola because if he does go for like a Crunch, I can get that Rocky Helmet damage on him and start to wear him down even further. I could Wish and then make a hard switch out and pass that Wish to something else. He does not have the Pursuit on his T-Tar. I'm curious whether he's going to go for the Dragon Dance here. Luckily, he is poisoned, so he's not able to really set up in my face. He could set up, but because he's poisoned, he's not able to really set up, and it's a little early game, so he's gonna go for the Crunch, so I'm not surprised to see that. So he might be the standard like crunching setup T-Tar, and you can see just how little that's actually gonna do, and that Rocky Helmet's gonna come through and start to whittle him down a little bit here. Kind of a similar situation to before where I have this opportunity now that I know he doesn't have Pursuit. I could just go for a Wish here. I really lose nothing by going for a Wish, I think. I could go for a Toxic predicting the switch, but I'm actually going to go for the Wish here. I don't think he can really touch us, and I can always Wish Protect if I want to. So I think he is going to switch, though. But there's no sense in him setting up, so we kind of eliminated this T-Tar from being a potential setup sweeper, and now we've put him in Scolipede range, I believe. I believe we put him in Scolipede range. Let me take a look. Yeah, he's in Scolipede range now from a Mega Horn, so that's really nice to know. Let me actually pull up that Alomomola here and just kind of look. I'm assuming he's an offensive T-Tar. That was kind of my assumption before the match even happened. He's going to switch here. Not too surprising. Crunch, yeah, that looks like about right. Here comes the Slowbro, actually, which is fine. I'm staying in on this thing. I have an opportunity here to go for a Toxic. I know I will outpace the Slowbro, and I don't believe, unless he's running Aromatherapy Shaman, I don't really believe he can do a whole lot to us. I mean, he can go for a Grass Knot here, but I'm willing to trade my Alomomola. I see leftovers on this thing, too. Let me make a note for that. I really want to take a lot of notes here. I think even though I'm pretty weakened here, I mean, I can go for a Protect, or I can just go for the Toxic. This is kind of tough. I could also just switch as well and save Late Night, which might be the better play. Because this thing has a lot of usefulness still, I think, because of that T-Tar. Well, it hits the Flygon decently. I don't want to pass up an opportunity to poison this Slowbro. I'm going to go for the Toxic. I don't want to pass up this chance to get a poison off on this thing. I know I could go for a Protect here, but I'm kind of worried that he's going to start setting up on me or something. If he knocks out Alomomola, I'm not that concerned. It gives me an opportunity to go back into my Scolipede. Or actually, it gives me a free opportunity to go into Thundurus and click Agility, at which point I think we might be able to, I don't think we win, but we could put in a lot of work, so. Let's see what he's going to do here. I'm going to be able to fire off this Toxic here. I might lose Alomomola. It might not be the best play in the world to have gone for that Toxic. I'm curious to see what he's going to do. He's going to go for the Scald here. I actually should live this. This might have actually worked out really well, and it does. It's going to work out really well because we're going to get that, that's going to be amazing. He might have predicted a switch there or a Protect. We're going to get the poison off, and we're going to get our Wish back, and now I have my Regenerator, so I can switch the heck out of here if I want to again. But realistically, what is this Slowbro going to do to me? I don't think he has anything that he can do, so I think I'm actually just going to go for another Wish because I can Wish and Protect all day on this thing. Unless he wants to get aggressive and go into something like his Infernape, but even that, now that I know that I can beat it with Cresselia, we're in pretty good shape. Let me go for that Wish again. Really no reason not to. He might just switch, but now that we've got the Slowbro poisoned and we've got the T-Tar poisoned, he's going to start getting worn down pretty good. He's going to go for the Toxic of his own, so predicting a switch there. But no dice on that one. No dice on that one. In fact, we're actually sitting pretty good here. So I'm thinking he's going to make the switch now into Shaman. That's what I'm thinking. So now is my chance to switch into Scolipede, which is a very risky switch. Very, very risky switch to go into Scolipede here. But I think that is the switch. Or I go into Flash Drive. But I think Scolipede's very risky. Scolipede's very risky to switch into. Flash Drive is a great switch. I'm worried about that Shaman. I'm worried about that Shaman coming in for free. Do I think... My gut is telling me to go to Scolipede. There's really no reason for him to Scald here. My gut is telling me to go to Scolipede. I'm going to Scolipede. I'm going to Scolipede. That's what my gut's telling me. And if he Scalds here, then just props to him for making that play. There's no reason for him to make that play, though. He goes for Psychic, and I misplay huge. Scolipede might go down, and he does, and that was huge. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Slowbro kills Scolipede with Psychic, and that was my mistake 1,000,000%. For some reason, I didn't think that Psychic was going to be the move he would go for. He made a couple over predictions thinking Alomomola was going out, and I made the big mistake there. It is what it is. I don't think we're out of it yet, but that's going to make things a little tougher for me moving forward here. So my Thunderbolt is incredibly obvious now. It is. It's very obvious. But do I go for that big setup right now with this thing and just try to punch a hole in his team? Let me see this Flygon really quick. Can HP Ice knock him out? It does. I think I go for Agility. Predicting the Flygon coming in for the Thunderbolt. I click Hidden Power, knock out the Flygon. I think that's the play. Because if Shaman comes in, I'm pretty sure I could take hits from Shaman pretty well. And I could HP Ice him and knock him out in 2 hits. I'm going to go for the Agility. I think that's a decent play. I think I should have actually just clicked Thunderbolt, to be honest. Man, I shouldn't have risked Scolipede, guys. I feel like I was in the driver's seat and I just blew that. I didn't expect the Psychic, man. I should have made safe plays first. He's gonna stay in. What is he gonna go for? Scald? Scald. Alright. I'm gonna eat that. No burn. Okay. He's starting to get really weakened down by this Toxic, though. I know he's going to get the Regenerator back, but he is getting really weakened down by this Toxic. Thunderbolt is my play here, but I think he's going to save this thing. I think he's going to switch out and go into his Flygon, but I lose nothing really by clicking Thunderbolt, I don't think. Because I'm fast than Ape now, I'm fast than everything. The only thing that really comes in here is Shaman. I think I should Hidden Power Ice. I'm going to HP Ice. I'm going to HP Ice, predicting the switch. He's going to switch. Flygon. Go to Flygon. Mirage, let's go. Nailed that prediction. Nailed that prediction. Let's go. Let's go. See you later, buddy. Thundurus kills Flygon. That's what I'm talking about. Kills Flygon with HP Ice. Sweet. Saves me a turn. There you go. All right, Flygon's down. We got a weakened Slowbro that's toxic. We've got a T-Tar that's toxic as well, which is very, very beaten up. He's got a especially offensive Infernape. We outspeed everything on his team at this point in time. The biggest issue is that that Shaman coming in. Here comes Grimlock, which is his T-Tar. It is going to kick the Sandstream back up here. Now, I'm in a bit of a tough spot because, let me see here, because I don't think Thunderbolt knocks him out. Thunderbolt does not. I have to go for Focus Miss, and we got to just go for Focus Blast here. I miss it. Of course I miss it. He's going to go for Crunch. That's most certainly going to knock us out. I had to take that chance, but that's a bummer that we just went down there. He is going to take us out, so kind of a huge, huge issue there. But I don't really know what else I could have done in that situation. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. He's got Shaman. He's got this thing, which is poisoned. How much is Sableye able to beat Mega T-Tar one-on-one if he Stone Edges and stuff? I think I can. But is that my play? I think Rolex is a good play here. I gotta get my Sableye in, and I gotta get it in soon. You know what though? Alamole is a great play here too. Man, missing a Focus Blast, dude. Alright, I think it's time for Sableye. I think I go into Sableye here and I start setting up Calm Minds. The problem is that that Sandstream might do me in. The Sandstream might do me in. You know what? Let me go to Rolex. Slowbro is weakened. Let me go to Rolex. Let me go to Rolex. I'm gonna get my rocks up. I want to break a potential Sash on the Infernape. I think that's important. I think it's very important. And I don't really. I think I gotta break that Sash if he has one. He might not even have one. That's the problem. I think I gotta go for Stealth Rocks. He could just go straight into his Slowbro. I'm gonna go for Stealth Rocks. I'm gonna get my rocks up. Made some pretty big misplay. Well, I made one misplay with the Scolipede, but missing Focus Blast. Like, what am I gonna do, man? 70% accurate move. You 7 out of 10 times supposed to hit, and it doesn't. That's why I don't run Focus Blast. That's why I don't run Focus Blast. That's a bummer, man, because if I kill him there, that means that I put in a ton of work against something else too. And I have like very few Shaman switch-ins at this point either as well, which is making this a little bit more challenging. But what I am gonna do here, I don't really think that Steelix is gonna be that useful for me. I kind of think I should go and just fire off a Gyro Ball against the Shaman and see. I mean, it's gonna do about half, so I think I should just go for it. If he Seed Flares me, he Seed Flares me. I'm gonna go for Gyro Ball. I really wanna get damage off on him. I do have the Sturdy, so I know I'll live any hit. I could live a Seed Flare too. Getting some chip damage off on this thing will be huge because it's one of the harder things on my team, for my team to beat, I think, the Shaman at this point. Because the Slowbro I can beat, I think, with Soul. He's gonna switch again, so I'm gonna get a Gyro Ball off here. He probably predicted me to switch. Might go into that Slowbro again. Here comes Barricade, which is that Slowbro. It's gonna take the, it's gonna take a little damage there. It's gonna take this Gyro Ball. It's gonna have this poison that's gonna start to wear him down. You know, so he is gonna get weakened a little bit here. I barely do anything to him. But he does take Sandstorm. He's gonna take Poison as well, get his leftovers. So he's getting weakened a little bit here. He is getting weakened a little bit here. Now, my dedicated switch into this thing is definitely my Cresselia. And I do still have my Sturdy intact, so I'm gonna be chancing this burn here. I could go into Late Night as an alternative, which could just bring that Shaman in. Late Night isn't a bad switch in. I could bring it in and just hard switch it back out. It doesn't really do much for me though. Let me go into my Cresselia. I'm gonna go to Cresselia. I want to skill swap his Regenerator. So let's do that. I know his whole set. He's got Toxic as well. So, you know, let's go to Cresselia here. Let's see what he's gonna do. He's gonna go for that Scald. It might actually not be a bad thing if he Scald Burn me over a Toxic. He doesn't get the burn, so that's fine. Now, I think his Toxic is coming now. I think he's gonna go for Toxic. I really wanted to go for the skill swap and take his Regenerator, but I don't think I want to do that at the cost of getting Toxic. I think I got to go into my Alomomola here and see if he's gonna switch. I think that's what I need to do. So having that sturdy on my Steelix could come in handy. So let's make that switch into Alomomola now, predicting the potential Scald or Toxic, either way. I know I can Wish Protect this thing down. He's gonna get his Regenerator, but he's gonna get worn down. You know, he's gonna get worn down. I don't know if he's gonna stay in here. He might just switch too. His switch is into T-Tar, so that's his default switch. He could go into Shaman here, predicting my Alomomola. Be a little weird though, because Shaman isn't gonna beat Cress. Ape doesn't really beat Cress either. So Cress actually is in a good spot here. I'm gonna switch out, so we see that first. We've seen Scald, Toxic, Psychic, and probably Slack Off is his last move. There it is. So now we've seen his entire set on his Slowbro here. So I could have skill swapped it, but that's fine. All right. So now, Sandstorm's gone, which is nice. Shaman could come in here. He might just go for the Psychic now, which is fine. I don't want to take a Toxic though. I really don't. I'm gonna go to Cresselia. I'm gonna go to Cresselia. Let's see what he's gonna do. Losing Scolipede really took away all my offensive momentum. What's he gonna go into? Go into Ape. He goes into Amaryllis. That's fine. I can beat this thing. I'm not too worried about it. The Stealth Rocks are starting to wear this thing down. Him not having leftovers is very important. I think a Psyshock here is a great play. I really do. I think I could just go for a Psyshock. I could also skill swap him, potentially. Get his natural cure, which is kind of cool. Let's go for that Toxic. He's gonna go for Seed Flare. He misses again, so his Seed Flare accuracy has been pretty brutal. I missed the Toxic, so we're gonna be in the same spot we just were. Kind of a bummer, in all honesty, kind of a bummer. I just know that I'm not gonna do much if I go for Psyshock. It's gonna do so negligible damage here. 20%, which is very, very little. Maybe that's what I should do though. Maybe that'll help me out. Maybe I should just be going for Psyshock right now. Yeah, let me go for the Psyshock. He's going for Seed Flare. He hits it this time. That's 3 Seed Flares. I think he only has 8, so that's something to keep in mind as well. See how much this does. You see it does a good amount. It does a good amount, and he is Life Orb, so that's really good to see that he's Life Orb. So now I know. Now I know he's Life Orb, which is huge because now getting that little bit of extra damage on him is going to start to wear him down. If this thing does not have Synthesis, we're going to be in good shape. I'm going to go for the Moonlight this turn. I want to see kind of how much he does. Go for that Moonlight. He might be thinking this is a losing battle and might just go into T-Tar, which if he does, that's fine. I just go to Alomomola, and we could just keep getting Regenerator boosts. Still haven't even sent out Sableye yet, and Sableye is pretty good. We still have our Sturdy on Steelix, which could come in handy. He's gonna Seed Flare again. Hits this time. That's 4 Seed Flares, so half of his Seed Flares are gone. He's gonna do a decent amount to us. We are gonna see the Life Orb damage. It's gonna bring him down to about, you know, very, very low health. Very low health. You know, he's really weakened here. Unfortunately, my switch into this thing are incredibly limited, but he might think that this is a lost cause here, though. At this point, this might be a lost cause for him. I'm thinking about going for the Psyshock because I think I'll be at a good amount of health by the time I need to. He hasn't seen my full set either, so he doesn't know if I have Moonblast or not. But if T-Tar comes in on this Psyshock, that it is what it is. But at least I know that this thing is Life Orb, and Crest beats it 100%. One more Psyshock plus Stealth Rocks. He's going to switch out here, which is fine. Goes into Barricade, so he's going to go into his Slowbro. That's fine. Unfortunately, my switch into Slowbro are starting to get a little bit more limited now. They are starting to get a little bit more limited. I can't take the Toxic. I can't take the Toxic on Cresselia. It's too risky. I wish I had Taunt, but I don't. And I did see that he had Toxic, so I really can't stay in against Slowbro with Cresselia. So he might predict my switch here in Alomomola. He very well might. I can't risk getting Toxic though. I have to switch. We gotta go to Alomomola. I have to. But this is a battle that, I mean, unless he starts firing off Psychics here, I'm gonna be okay with this. Because as of right now, Ape is less of a concern. Knowing he's special. He does go for the Psychic, so he makes that prediction. That's fine. See how much this does. I'm curious. Actually doesn't really do a whole lot. He gets a Spidef drop though. So kind of a big deal with that Spidef drop. That could really actually come back to hurt me a little bit. I'm thinking I should make a switch here. He's probably going to go for the Psychic again, now that he got the Spadef drop. I'm thinking I should make the switch, though. I think I got to go back into Cresselia. I don't want to risk taking a... I could also go into Mirror, but I don't want to risk getting Psychic there, too. Does Cresselia just lose if it gets Toxic, though? That's the thing I'm really concerned about here. Does Cresselia lose if I get Toxic? I think I do lose if I get Toxic. I think I do. What I need to do is I need something to die so I can go into Sableye and start setting up Calm Minds. That's what I need. Or I need to make the right prediction here. If he goes for Toxic right now, that's the problem. If he goes for Toxic and I switch into Cresselia, I lose. So I don't know if that's worth the risk. Alomola doesn't really do much for me at this point aside from beat the T-Tar. But right now, Steelix beats the T-Tar too. So Alomola is kind of important. Do I make that play predicting? Like, is he going to Psychic again? If he Psychics and I go into Mirror, we're good. If he Toxics and I go into Mirror, we're done. This is not a good situation. This is not the situation I want to be in. All right. Mirror is my way to beat this thing. Is he gonna Scald? I don't really have a lot of switch-ins. I'm gonna go into Mirror. If he Scalds here and gets the burn, or if he goes for a Toxic, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I had to make a decision here. I think I still need Alomola to beat the T-Tar, so we'll see what he's gonna do here. I don't want to see. He goes for Toxic, so he does go for the Toxic there. I should have stayed in. What are you gonna do? Now I'm not able to set up with Mirror, which is really unfortunate. We lose our ability to set up because I hadn't Mega Evolved yet, and that might be it, guys. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough for us to bring this back at this point because I really don't have a way to beat this Slowbro as long as he's able to switch out. What I am going to do, though, I am going to Mega Evolve. I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball here. No sense in setting up Calm Minds as I am Toxic. So I will set up this Shadow Ball here. And maybe try to get some damage off. I mean, it's going to hurt everything that comes in. We're not out of it yet. We're not out of it yet. He's going to switch out of Slowbro. Get his Regenerator back, which is the problem. Here comes Rafiki, which is his Infernape. So, saw that coming. Okay. I'm going to be able to get off this, this Mega Evolution. Nice little Shadow Ball here. Still not too sure what this Infernape wants to do, but this will give me an opportunity to go right into my Cresselia here. Right afterwards, that's my switch, is just to go straight into Cresselia. We're going to actually do a good amount, bring him down to about half. We're going to get the special defense drop, which is nice. Unfortunately, I do need to switch here, though, with Mirror. I guess Mirror can still beat Slowbro, so we have that going for us. I'm going to make the switch, though, into Cresselia, I believe. I don't really think there's much Rafiki can do to me, especially knowing that he has Fire Blast. If he's physically offensive, I know I can take the hits. So I'm going to make that switch now into Cresselia. Really bummed about that. Really bummed about that. I made a misprediction there. A couple mispredictions now. But also some bad luck. I mean, you got a Fire Blast burn on Alomola, which has been kind of annoying. You got that Focus Blast miss, which was huge because that eliminates the T-Tar and then allows Thundurus to put a huge dent in something else. Whether it's the Ape, whether it's the Slowbro, whatever it is. I made some misplays by losing Thundurus and Slowbro too early because now I'm having so many issues with, Thundurus and Scolipede so early. Now I'm having so many issues with Slowbro, and I'm running out of ways to beat the Slowbro. Now, the good news is it's poisoned. So once I get it to just Slowbro versus something else, I can beat it if it's Sableye or Cress. But otherwise, I'm in trouble. So we'll see what he's going to do. He might just U-turn, actually. That would be kind of the toughest spot for me, is if he just goes for U-turn. He's going for Fire Blast, so he goes for the Fire Blast. It's fine. He'll hit us pretty hard. Actually does a decent amount. Leads me to believe that he might be... I don't know. Is he, like, Flame Plate or something? I have no idea. But, I'm thinking my play here is to double out, probably. There's really no reason for him to stay in. I can't go for Psyshock. I could double out, go into Sableye, and go into Alomola as well. I'm also thinking I should just Psyshock, because if he brings in T-Tar, I just switch. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna go for Psyshock. See what he's gonna do. He's gonna Endeavor. Very interesting. Very interesting. I can take that. We're gonna take it, and we're gonna get the Psyshock off here. But now we're in very, very scary range now. Cresselia will beat this thing. So Cresselia kills Infernape with Psyshock. But now we're in a very scary range of potential Seed Flare. So this thing needs to come in on Slowbro and Moonlight up. That's what it needs to do. If he brings in Shaman here and he Seed Flares, I'm in trouble. Let me take a look at Shaman versus this thing, kind of check this calc, because this is going to be close. It does 30, he brings in T-Tar actually, so it's irrelevant because I'm going to switch into Alamomola. And if he makes the switch into, Shaman, he makes the switch into Shaman. My switch here is now into Alamomola. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. I can't stay in. If I lose Cresselia, I lose the match, so I gotta go to Alamomola. Now that Ape's gone, Alamomola's like my T-Tar response. So I can't stay in. I have to switch. Alright, let's go to Alamomola. He might know that. He might just totally predict that and just double out. We outsped, so maybe he stays in. Does he just go for a D-Dance? He goes for Crunch, so that's fine. Playing it safe here. That's really good for us. You can see that Rocky Helmet coming in. Now he's going to take Poison as well. This is going to give me an opportunity to go for a Wish here. And if this results in that Shaman coming in, that's fine. Shaman's really getting worn down too, actually. Maybe I should just go for the Scald. No, I think I'm going to go for a Wish and a Protect. Let me go for that Wish. He just goes for Stone Edge, and he misses the Stone Edge, so really awesome turn of events here for us. Definitely unfortunate for him on his end, of course, but really, really good for us that we're able to kind of skillfully dodge that. And now I just get to click Protect because this thing is going down, and there's nothing you can do about it now. I want to stall out that Sandstorm. I'm going to go for Protect here. If he does decide to go for the... he hasn't seen Protect all match, so he actually probably had no idea I had Protect. So this Toxic does look like it's going to beat the T-Tar. So T-Tar dies to Toxic. I actually do need to go back and see who actually Toxic the T-Tar. I think... Who Toxic'd him? I guess it had to have been Alamomola, right? I think it was Alamomola. I think it's Alo/Crest. I'll have to check the notes later. But that's another Pokemon down, so T-Tar goes down. Ape is gone. He's just left with Shaman and Slowbro. Shaman is incredibly weakened at this point, and Slowbro is in a tough spot too. So here comes that Shaman. Here's my issue though. I cannot switch in Cresselia on this thing right now. I can't. I have to go to Rolex. Rolex is my most expendable member, I believe. Or I just let Late Night die, and then I try to revenge kill him on the following turn. But I think Rolex is my best switch in here. Because Alamomola can get its health back. I can protect against the Slowbro and pass some wishes to Cresselia, things like that. Rolex really doesn't do anything for me anymore. So I'm gonna go into Rolex here. It's essentially useless because, his other threats that Rolex would be able to beat are gone now. So let's go into Rolex here. I know I can live 2 because I have Sturdy, or I can live 1 and then take another one. So he's gonna go for that Seed Flare. He misses again. This man's Seed Flare luck is just like mine. I can never hit a Seed Flare, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so my play here is actually to Gyro Ball. If he goes into Slowbro, he goes into Slowbro. I'm gonna Gyro Ball and hopefully knock this thing out. Going into Slowbro here is his play. That is definitely his best play, 1,000,000%. But at this point, with this thing being weakened, I can just save my my Steelix. So he has Aromatherapy as we see that. So my Gyro Ball will be able to knock out his Shaman here. But he did Aromatherapy off the Slowbro's Poison, which is huge because now I have to re-poison it with Alamomola, which isn't a huge deal. I know I can live a Psychic with Alamomola. I gotta hit the poison, and at that point we should be in an okay spot. So here comes the Slowbro. So Steelix kills Shaman with Gyro Ball. All right, I gotta think about this really quickly here. What I need to do is I need to get Late Night in for free, go for a Toxic, start to wear this thing down, and then Cresselia comes in and wins by clicking Moonlight over and over again, basically, is what we need to do. That's how we win this match at this point in time. I do think it's actually in my best interest to go into Mirror Mirror here, because I can put some pretty good pressure on him by just clicking Shadow Ball. But I guess Rolex isn't going to do much for me at this point in time, so maybe Earthquake is just the better play. Just let him kill me, and then go into Sableye. Because once Sableye comes in, Sableye can come in, and, well, Alamomola comes in, and then Toxics, and then I go to Sableye and start to wear him down. Let's go for Earthquake. I'm not really worried if Rolex goes down. He's gonna go for the Scald here. Hoping he doesn't burn me just so I can get that little extra damage off. He doesn't get the burn, so I do get to fire off this Earthquake here. Pretty nice. That's gonna do a little bit of damage. He's gonna get some health back here, so he is a little weakened here. I'm sure he's gonna go for the Scald again. There's absolutely no reason for him to go for Psychic here. In fact, Psychic won't actually knock me out. So I'm gonna go into Alomomola now, because I lose nothing by going into Alomomola. In fact, I actually preserve differential with by saving Steelix here. So, and it allows me to switch into something later if I need to like reset the Toxic timer. He is gonna go for Scald again. That's fine. As long as I can hit a Toxic here, guys, we should be in good shape, because he cannot out Toxic stall Cresselia later with Moonlight. He just won't be able to, because we both have leftovers. So I just have to hit a Toxic here, and we're gonna be in good shape. I really feel. So let's go for that. We're gonna go for that Toxic. I have to hit it. I have to hit it. And we miss. And we miss. He's gonna go for Psychic. Okay. Bring us down to a really low amount of health. Okay. Okay. Gotta hit a Toxic. That's what it comes down to. I gotta hit this Toxic. 90% accurate move. We gotta hit the Toxic. And I hit it. Okay. We're not out of the woods yet. We're not out of the woods yet, but we hit the Toxic. Now he's gonna go over Psychic. That will knock out Alomomola. Kind of a bummer. So Slowbro kills Alomomola with Psychic. This is a rough match, man. Okay, so here we are. He's gonna get worn down by Toxic now. No way around that. I get to go into Sableye, and I'm pretty sure Sableye can just win this match at this point in time. I could also go to Cresselia to give Cresselia the kill, which is actually what I am going to do. I'm going to go into Cresselia here, and if he wants to go for Toxic, that's fine. He will Toxic us, but I can switch around. So I'm gonna go for the Moonlight and heal up, and I'm sure he'll look for Toxic. But this is a battle that I win. I win this battle, so I will be able to go for Moonlight here, get all the way back to full. He is gonna go for the Toxic, so I have a few turns here where I can slowly start to whittle him down and start to go for a couple attacks that might weaken him a bit. He's gonna be forced to slack off soon as well. So a little bit of a stally ending here, but I think we can make this work. I think we can make this work. So I'm curious to see how much Toxic damage he's gonna be taking. Obviously we're faster, so we take the Toxic damage first. See how much he's at here. There's only a few turns, but eventually that Toxic's gonna rack up to the point where he can't win anymore. So I am gonna go for the Psyshock here, which is just gonna give a little bit of chip damage. Not gonna do much. Probably gonna do like, you know, 5%. 2%. Just kidding. He is going to go for the slack off. So there's the slack off right there. He does waste his first slack off. And again, Cresselia wins this battle a million times over. I do have the Moonlight here. So this kill actually could end up going to Alomomola based on the Toxic damage. But unless I butcher something pretty drastically here, we should be in good shape, because I do have the easy switches out into Sableye to start hurting it. I can go into Steelix if I need to. But realistically, I think we're okay here. I'm going to go for one more Psyshock, I think, and then switch. Or do I just go into Steelix predicting this? I mean, he's going to Scald. So, let's go for one more Psyshock, and then I'll switch out, because I could just Moonlight. I'm faster than him, so I can Moonlight all day. And all he can do is Scald me. So you can see it's very, very little damage, but it's going to just be enough. And this Scald is probably going to do so little to me. Brings me down. It's like 30 HP, man. Especially defensive Cresselia was a huge bring this week for us. Really, really good to go. And I'm really glad that I did decide to bring it. I think it was the right decision, so I think it was the right decision. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Hold on one second. Cool. So let's see here. So he's going to take more Toxic, and this is going to be like the most boring Toxic battle here in the world, so I do apologize for that. I'm going to go for a Moonlight here to heal up, and then on the following turn I will switch out. And then I could basically fodder off Steelix at this point, go into Sableye, click Shadow Balls, and then we're pretty much good. So let me just see where we kind of stand here. He's gonna go for Slack Off. So I think he's kind of being smart in a way. I mean, in many situations you might look at this and be like, yo, why don't you just run, dude, the game's over? But he is actually trying to preserve differential here. So I totally understand why he's doing it. But at the end of the day, like, you can see, so that does about, you know, 30% or so. So he's kind of running out of options. He does have more slack offs than we do, but I'm gonna go for Psyshock here, and then I'll switch out on the following turn, because I can Moonlight on him all day. So this Psyshock's gonna come through again, do very little damage. He's gonna go for the slack off again, so he's really trying to preserve as many turns as he can here I do need to switch out 1,000,000% though. I have to switch out this following turn into Steelix, so I'm not going to be able to secure a 3-0. I have to kind of secure the 2-0 instead, I think. I mean, I could Moonlight here, but that's a lot of damage I just took from that. I do want to preserve the 3-0, but it's not worth it to me to potentially lose this. So I'm going to go into Rolex here. If he goes for the Scald and beats me, that's fine. Then I go into Sableye and I click Shadow Ball and I start Shadow Balling and we win. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make the play because that way I can reset the timer on Crest and then we beat this Slack Off now, or the Slow Bro now. He probably Scalds this time. No, he Slack Offs again. So that actually works out for me because I got a free switch into my Steelix, and now I can actually go back into my Cresselia, take the hit, take the Scald, and then Moonlight it off, and then it's not a big deal anymore. Plus, I'm getting more health back with Mr. Steelix here. So he's almost at 50% of health now, so he's almost losing more than the Slack Off. So let's go into Cresselia again. We'll just double back into Cresselia. I'll Moonlight on the following turn and kind of get our health back here. And I think we're good. I mean, at any point in time, I could just let Steelix go down and go into Sableye, but differential does matter in this league, so that is just something to keep in mind. Like, differential does matter, which is the only reason why I'm like playing it this way, just to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry, and try to get the best differential I can to lock down the best ranking in the league and the best playoff matchup and things like that. So you can see without those slack offs, now he's going to be down to a very, very low amount of health. In fact, he's going to be about 30%, I think, probably after this. Look how much that does, man. That is a lot. I'm going to click that Moonlight here. We still have 4 more Moonlights after this turn. If he goes for Slack Off and he wants to try to keep stalling it out, that's fine. I'm not really too concerned about it. Definitely a tough matchup, though, guys. Definitely a tough matchup. You know, I didn't have as much time as I wanted to prepare, and he's just going to call it a game. So that's going to be it, man. Alamamola kills Slowbro with Toxic. So sorry about the total stall war at the end there, guys. I made some misplays that kind of cost us our 2 big offensive threats, so I was forced to kind of stall out here towards the end to kind of beat his Slowbro. I knew we could win. I was a little bit worried throughout the match, but we are going to be able to take a 3-0 here as the Slowbro will finally dot a Toxic. Huge sigh of relief, guys. I'll take it, man. So we are going to move to, I believe, 6 wins and 1 loss so far through our 7 weeks plus our bye week. So really good match to Jerry, guys. I encourage you guys to check out his channel. He obviously played very, very well. We were able to make some... I think my prediction game was really kind of poor this week. I didn't feel as locked in as I would have liked to. Sometimes I feel super locked in and I can kind of read the opponent's mind. This week it wasn't quite like that. I think we kind of got a little bit set back on some things. But at the end of the day, man, a win's a win, so I really can't complain. I'm pretty happy about that. So anyway, that's going to be it for me, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm going to catch you guys next week in the NPA, of course, as your New York Metapods are going to continue to hit them with a hard in. So that's going to be it, guys. My name is Dan Elsko of aDrive. I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace.